Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm not going to say much. I'm going to go right into reading. The only thing I'll say is it's about change, transformation, and perspective. The two books I'll read from are The Little Book of Awakening, Mark Nepo. It'll be week 5. Week 5, The Taste of Sky. And then the second one will be The Way to Love. And this is the last meditations of Anthony de Mello. The Taste of Sky. Of magic doors there is this. You do not see them even as you are passing through. Anonymous. Often as we are being transformed, we cannot tell what is happening. For while in the midst of staying afloat, it is next to impossible to see the ocean we are being carried to. While struggling with the pain of change, it is often impossible to see the new self we are becoming. While feeling our hand pried loose by experience, we seldom can imagine what will free it once it is opened. As the days rents our heart, we can feel something unseeable scour us through, though we can't yet imagine how much fresher milk and sky and laughter will taste once we are returned to the feeling of being new. There are 2 prompts. 1, sit quietly and bring to mind a struggle you are now experiencing in your life. 2, breathe through this struggle and bless the buried part of you just waiting for its turn in the world. Next, Heaven at Hand is the name of the chapter from The Way to Love, Anthony de Mello. Imagine you have a radio that no matter how you turn the knob, it picks up only one station. You have no control over the volume. At times, the sound is barely audible. At others, it is so loud that it almost shatters your eardrums. Moreover, it is impossible to turn it off. At times, it will be slow. It will suddenly begin to blare away when you want to rest and sleep. Who would put up with this kind of performance in a radio? And yet when your heart behaves in this kind of crazy fashion, you do not only put up with it, but even call it normal and human. Think of the numerous times you were tossed about by your emotions, that you have suffered the pangs of anger, depression, anxiety, when in every instance it was because your heart became set on getting something you did not have, or holding on to something that you had, or on avoiding something that you did not want. You were in love and you felt rejected or jealous. Suddenly all your mind and heart became focused on this one thing, and the banquet of life turned to ashes in your mouth. You were bent on winning an election, and in the din of battle it was impossible to hear the songs of birds. Your ambition drowned out every other sound. You were faced with the possibility of a serious illness or the loss of a loved one, and you found it impossible to concentrate on anything. To put it briefly, the moment you pick up an attachment, the functioning of this lovely apparatus called the human heart is destroyed. If you want to repair your radio, you must study radio mechanics. If you want to reform your heart, you must give serious, prolonged thought to 4 liberating truths. But first choose some attachment that troubles you, something that you are clinging to, or something that you dread, or something that you are craving for. And keep this attachment in mind as you listen to these truths. Both are doing the same thing. Choose a struggle, think about it, hold it, sit with it. Now, these 4 truths. Number 1, the first truth. You must choose between your attachment and happiness. You cannot have both. The moment you pick up an attachment, your heart is thrown out of kilter, and your ability to lead a joyful, carefree, serene life is destroyed. See how true this is when applied to the attachment that you have chosen. The second truth. Where did your attachment come from? You were not born with it. It sprang from a lie that your society or your culture have told you, or a lie that you were telling yourself, namely, that without this or the other, without this person or the other, you cannot be happy. Just open your eyes and see how false this is. There are hundreds of persons who are perfectly happy without this thing this person or situation that you crave for and that you have convinced yourself you cannot live without. So make your choice. Do you want your attachment or your freedom and happiness? The third truth: if you wish to be fully alive, you must develop a sense of perspective. Life is infinitely greater than this trifle your heart is attached to, in which you have given the power to so upset you. Trifle, yes, because if you live long enough, a day will easily come when it will cease to matter. It will not even be remembered. Your own experience will confirm this. Just as today you barely remember, are no longer the least bit affected by those tremendous trifles that so disturbed you in the past. And so the fourth truth brings you to the unavoidable conclusion that no thing or person outside of you has the power to make you happy or unhappy. I'm going to read that again. The fourth truth brings you to the unavoidable conclusion that no thing or person outside of you has the power to make you happy or unhappy. Whether you are aware of it or not, it is you and only you who decides to be happy or unhappy. Whether you cling to your attachment or not in any given situation. As you ponder these truths, you may become aware that your heart is resisting them or argues against them and refuses to look at them. That is a sign that you have not yet suffered enough at the hand of your attachments to really want to do something about your spiritual radio. Or your heart may place no resistance to these truths. If that is so, rejoice. That's all I got. Off to work. Off I go. So the Little Book of Awakening, the way to love. Have a beautiful day. Bye.